Connecting Central Texas. This is Good Morning Texas.
Well, good morning. I'm Joey Horta. Thanks for waking up with us.
And I'm Sharday LeRae. I like to say TGIM.
Yeah?
Thank God it's Monday. I know, but at least we're here starting another week.
You know, trying to look at it glass half full kind of thing.
Yeah.
And as far as the weather's concerned, a little warm out there.
It is a little warm. I'm not complaining about it though.
Yeah, a little warm, a little muggy, guys, but thankfully no thunderstorms are going to impact that morning commute. You can just see how muggy it is. Look, it almost looks foggy out there right now on the Clark Roofing Cam 25 News Studios. We have temperatures that are sitting in the upper 60s, lower 70s, and we were tracking a couple of showers out there over towards Bosque County. Those have recently fallen apart. They were producing some lightning. You may have heard some thunder here in the last hour, but now things are dry, and I don't anticipate many issues to your morning commute. We may have to watch the afternoon for a couple of thunderstorms. It's also going to be warm. It's going to be muggy. Temperatures in the upper 80s, feeling like the triple digits later on this afternoon. And we'll have to watch for a couple of evening thunderstorms. If you don't get rain today, more storm chances are on the way here over the next few. I'll walk you through the 10-day forecast coming up here in just a few minutes.
Now to the latest developments from that mass shooting out in North Texas. Absolute terror erupting at an outlet mall over the weekend there. A gunman opened fire, killing 8 people. The community of Allen, just north of Dallas, coming together to remember the lives lost. And investigators are trying to determine a motive.
And right now, they believe the suspect, Mauricio Garcia, may have held white supremacist beliefs. Lindsay Watts has the latest.
We got shots fired at the young wall.
Video shows the gunman jumping out of a car Saturday with an AR-15 style rifle. He then opens fire on people at an outdoor shopping center in Allen, Texas, just north of Dallas.
I hid behind a freezer and everybody thought that we were doomed.
At least 8 people were killed, including a 5-year-old boy.
To see these first responders act, visibly shaken and crying and sick and trying to catch their breath and trying to understand what was going on, that will always be in my mind.
A vigil was held Sunday for the victims who lost their lives and for those still fighting to overcome injuries. Overnight, officials said 7 people are still hospitalized, including 3 in critical condition. The shooter was killed after an officer on a different call ran toward the gunfire. Law enforcement sources tell ABC News the gunman was wearing a patch associated with white supremacists. They say the FBI is looking at his writings and clothing for other links to extremist ideology. Authorities say in 2008, the suspect was discharged from the Army for mental health concerns. Police have searched his home in Dallas.
We believe at this point that the shooter acted alone.
This is the 199th mass shooting in the country so far this year. President Biden says it's too shocking to be so familiar, again calling on Congress to ban assault weapons. Gun reform advocates plan to rally today at the Texas Capitol in Austin. Lindsay Watts, ABC News, Washington.
The FBI says it's asking anyone with information or video related to the shooting to contact the agency. Now, in a statement, the Bureau says it's working with Texas DPS along with other state and federal agencies on this investigation.
Governor Greg Abbott says he wants to meet with the community there to help the victims' families heal.
Our main priority right now is to help and support those families in the Allen community. But I got to tell you that there are questions that are lingering that the families want answers to. And that is, why did this happen? Why did the gunman do this? How did this happen? And I know that those families need an answer as quickly as possible.
President Joe Biden responding also with a proclamation honoring the victims. He's ordering all flags to be lowered to half staff until Thursday.
We also have breaking news that we've been following overnight out of Dallas, where a gunman is on the loose after a shooting at a light rail station. Now, we have learned that 1 person is dead. And according to police, 2 people suffered injuries as well. Now, 1 was treated at the scene, the other taken to the hospital. The victim's identity has not been released, but police say the shooting happened after a fight broke out. No details have been released about the suspect. And 8 people are dead this morning after police say a driver plowed through a crowd outside a homeless shelter in Brownsville. Brownsville PD saying the man was driving reckless when he drove through the crowd. At least 9 other people are injured, and officials believe many of the victims are migrants.
The Ozanon Center is a homeless shelter, and right now they have a lot of immigrants from the current influx that we're having, that they're putting them there to have shelter for overnight, waiting for their final destination, so they will go on the bus or on the plane. That's usually where a lot of them have been staying.
Border Patrol agents are now helping with this investigation, and police say witnesses detained the driver until officers arrived on scene. He's now facing a number of charges. Well, the votes are in for the May 6th general election. On the ballot in Harker Heights was a topic of an ongoing debate, Proposition A.
This measure decriminalizes small amounts of marijuana. 25 News reporter Nakia Simon live in the newsroom with the outcome. Good morning, Nakia.
Good morning, Joey and Sade. The decision was made by one single vote. It was determined by one single vote. The residents of Harker Heights voting against repealing Proposition A. The city's unofficial total saying that 1,135 people voted no to repealing Proposition A, while 1,134 people voted yes. According to city officials, a vote of no means supporting repealing the repeal of Chapter 133 marijuana enforcement and tossing it back to the city's books. The founder of Texas Veterans for Medical Marijuana giving his take on this.
Based on everything the Harker Heights City Council has done in the past, they will simply ignore the will of the voters in Harker Heights, which I think is deplorable, an awful thing to just ignore the will of the voters.
The city of Harker Heights stance on Proposition A remains the same. In a statement, they refer to the Texas Local Government Code, which says city government officials may not adopt a policy under which the entity will not fully enforce laws relating to drugs. They continue by saying for those with interest in changing the laws relating to marijuana, the Texas legislature is the appropriate and only forum to see those changes. The final votes for this decision will not come out until May 16th when it is certified. Reporting, Nakia Simon, 25 News.
All righty, thank you, Nakia. Well, testimony continues this morning in the Cedric Marks murder trial. Who jurors are expected to hear from today, and what piece of evidence is not being admitted?
And later, the tug-of-war between farmers and solar companies in Central Texas. What's bringing both sides to the table this week?
And a warm and muggy start to your day out there. We're expecting a warm one today, and more storm chances are on the way. I'll walk you through it all in the 10-day forecast coming up.